Howdy, we're going to be looking at the Prisma Angstrum Incarnon, right? So Incarnon Angstrum on the Prisma Angstrum specifically. I hate how this clips through. Please let DE know that, Fiorelli's had clipping on her noble animation stances since she came out. I hate that. It even does that with their signature compressor. Anyways, let's focus. So, Angstrum Incarnon on Prisma Angstrum. This weapon you can buy for 120 plat from Cavallero. It is from the week 2 rotation. It was added in after the original Incarnon weekly rotation adapters were, right? There were 6 weeks, and then they shoved this in to be the new second week. And at the time of recording, we are 2 weeks away from this being available to get, unless you buy it with plat, in which case you can get it whenever you want. It's only 120 plat. Now, this is actually very strong. It was horrible when it came out, but now it's a very good and effective weapon. So what it does is it shoots fireballs, and that's pretty much it. To charge it, you do not need headshots. I should freaking show it, like, not a dummy dumb. So the normal version shoots little rockets that have horrible projectile velocity and horrible accuracy. But as you hit them on enemies, headshot or not, here I actually got a headshot I shouldn't have. So if we hit the body, you can see you don't need headshots to charge it. Once you go in Incarnon form, now it shoots these little fireballs. The fireballs can ricochet up to 2 times, I believe. Right, so up to 2 ricochets. They can ricochet off enemies as well as walls. And they also have homing, not very strong homing though, right? So if we aim at this guy, right there, it kind of hits him, right? Like I said, the homing is not strong at all. It just, imagine it like a very heavy aim assist almost. But it does heat damage as it is fireballs, and it does very good damage if you have the right mods and, obviously once you start building stacks. You can see here that it's doing pretty insane damage considering we have no armor strip, and this is heat. Heat does not go through damage or armor like Viral does. And once Jade Shadows comes out and they change how armor works, this is going to be even more insane. Once that happens, I have the utmost confidence that this should be able to go to level cap content anywhere in the game without armor strip, because it's just that powerful. So, let's get to showing off the evolutions for it. Obviously, the first evolution just gives it the ability to go into its Incarnon form. The second evolution, we have damage by plus 50 and another 50 while overshields are active, or 75 damage and plus 0.5 to the crit multiplier, that's base, if you have at least 700 max energy. Whichever one you use is depending on whichever you can proc, but if you can't proc either, obviously go with the second one, Paladin Virtue, because it gives more base damage than Heaven Foray does. This is the one I typically use, and it brings a base crit multiplier up, which is very, very nice. The second evolution, you can choose Projectile Flight Speed. I would not choose this because it makes it harder for the ricochet and homing to work. I want to go that. Reload Speed, this is nice because you can reload faster, so it's easier to get more shots off to build Incarnon, and it makes switching to the Incarnon and back from it faster. Or Ammo Capacity. Definitely go with Rapid Reinforcement, it's the best option by far. Finally, we have Critical Parallel for 10% base crit and a 0.2 base crit multiplier. Survivor's Edge for 6% base crit chance and 6% base status chance, or Fatal Affliction for 40% direct damage per status type affecting target. This is doo-doo water, never use this. Survivor's Edge is also doo-doo water. Always go with Critical Parallel, it's just the best. So yeah, that way you get the biggest crit stats. So the Incarnon form will have 36% and a 2.9 crit multiplier, 20% status chance, and 125 base heat damage. Now we have this built for heat and viral. One of the best parts of building heat is you can build Cascadia Flare. This is the strongest secondary arcane in the game without a doubt. On heat stats effect, plus 12% damage for 10 seconds, stacks up to 480%, so 40 stacks. And heat can be applied from any source, including your pet or Warframe. But it is still easier to build up if you have heat on the weapon itself, which is, why it's nice to have. 480% damage. That's a lot of damage. That's easy to get and does not require kills to build up. Unlike like Gunsteel or other arcanes. No kills required, just apply status effects. That's all it takes, heat status effects. Now, I do recommend having steady hands in the X-list slots. I'll take it off and show you how bad the recoil is without it, because it makes it really hard to hit stuff, but if you don't need it, that's fine. You can see the recoil's pretty intense without steady hands, so I definitely recommend having it on. But it is not a requirement. Other than that, so since we're getting our damage from this, so we don't need base damage on the weapon, in which case you're like, why Galvanized Shot? Galvanized Shot is multiplicative on this in the Incarnon form, obviously giving it a huge leg up over other weapons. So we get 80% status, and then as we get kills, we build up for even more damage. Now, we can only apply 2 status effects, which is unfortunate, but if you have a pet or something that can apply more than just heat and viral, we'll get even more damage from this. So Galvanized Shot is a must-have. We have Prime Pistol Gambit, so we get more crit chance. Though if you wanted to maximize crit chance, you could go Creeping Bullseye. I don't even have Prime Pistol Gambit maxed out. This would put us at 108, but we should be at least 100% if you have max Prime Pistol Gambit. Pistol Pestilence Frostbite for viral damage, obviously. Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, we would preferably want Galvanized because this will give more damage, but I like the dodge speed and I don't have Galvanized maxed out, so I go with Amalgam, but definitely do Galvanized instead. Crit damage from Prime Target Cracker, multi-shot and fire rates from Lethal Torrents, and then Prime Heated Charge is where we're getting our heat damage from. Riven would also be very good here because it has a Riven Dispo of 4. So even if you didn't have all of the best version mods, this thing still does some ridiculous damage. Like, I showed it before. Here, I'll show it if we replace, say, put that on, put this on here. This, I'll just put, normal is actually better than Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, normal diffusion is. So this is a pretty easy to get build right here, right? And even this will destroy stuff. I'll switch off Ureli so you know I'm not getting buffed by her. So we'll switch. Trinity, no arcanes, no mods, no pet, nothing. Go right in, we have no armor strip, and these guys are level 175 Steel Path Corrupted Heavy Gunners. You have to get a kill to build up Galvanized, so keep that in mind. More kills will build it up further. And as we build it up, you can see that it's going to start doing some pretty good damage. Again, for having no armor strip. Like, we're killing most of these guys before the armor strip from heat itself can actually kick in, since it takes so long to proc. This is some very, very good damage. It's also just a very fun and satisfying weapon. I mean, it's a pistol that shoots fireballs. Who wouldn't love this? It's beautiful. My biggest complaint, honestly, is just that you don't get a massive Incarnon charge. It's only like 120, and so when you build up fire rate, it tends to not last that long. But still, it is a very, very good weapon, and I definitely recommend trying it out. If you're a newer player that's just gone to Incarnons and it's here this week at the time of watching this, or soon, or you don't mind spending 120 plats, this is actually a very good Incarnon weapon. Granted, you'll want the Prisma Angstrum. Don't put it on normal Angstrum, so you'd have to get that first, of course. But this weapon will take you through pretty much any content in the game. It is very strong, it's very fun, and it's satisfying. That's really all you can ask for. Like I said, it will be much stronger when Jade Shadows comes out because of the armor changes. So definitely give it a try. If you liked the video, then leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, so subscription would be very epic. Adios.